Hey everyone, this is my end of the year 2013 kind of a looking back video. I had to kind of get ready for this because my sense of time gets screwed up pretty quick, and some things that I thought had happened so long ago that they were last year actually happened this year. So I'd like to share with you some personal achievements, and I'll talk about they're all music related, and I'll talk about some records from this year. But I want to talk, about, well, it's what the channel is about. Playing the Yusef Lateef I showed the other day, Hush and Thunder. Got this one in the background. This is really, really good. Before I get started, I want to point out that I hope that you folks saw that Big Star 1000 has put his videos back up. He made a little announcement that he may or may not make videos, but Fred, thank you for putting your videos up. One thing that I've learned or continue to know is that people go back and watch our videos and they leave comments, and so there is a value to the videos for people. I get comments. Today is one of the first days in a long time where I get up and there's no new comments on any videos. No big deal, but I still get a lot of comments on old videos. Interestingly, some of my most popular videos have been the ones about shoegaze and Gentle Giant and avant-garde. So please share your knowledge, and Fred, you really are one of my favorites here. Even though when you make a video I don't always watch it right away, I always watch them. So 2013, what a year. 2013 has been such a year that I thought that some of the things that I did this year, I did last year. It's been that intense of a year. One of the things I'd like to share is that I'm going to start with personal stuff, and then we'll talk about records in general. But I achieved a goal that I wasn't sure that I could achieve this year. I put out 3 records this year. Some of you folks who are just getting to know me, I don't think you realize that I'm a musician who has been a hobbyist musician, but am a professional at the same time. And one of the things that has come about through being in the vinyl community is that I was able to raise money to start my own little record label and put out long playing albums. And this year, that all started I think in 2010, I think. I released 3 records this year, which is what I wanted to do, and I did it. I thought that Sonospheres was so long ago that was last year, but this was actually the way that I started 2013. Was I started the process on putting this record out a year ago this month in December 2012, and long story short, I just made it was a real short run, 100 copies only. I pasted the covers together myself, and it was my first album where I primarily released it of the ambient electronic stuff that I do, and it sold out like it was gone. I sold 100 copies like bam. Matter of fact, in reviewing what happened, it took me back. So much has happened this year that the Sonospheres release went so well that it inspired me to start a whole new batch of pieces, and I wrote a whole album, or more than an album, of this ambient soundscape stuff in January and February of this year, and then I had it released by March. Sonospheres 2. This was my second vinyl release this year. I made 100 copies of the first Sonosphere. That's gone. I pressed up 300 copies of this. 150 in green, those are all gone, and 150 in red. And it's been quite a year, because when I put this out, this really felt like an accomplishment. It felt like this is the best thing I've ever done, and that's what I was saying if you go back and look at the videos. But so much has happened even since then. Here's the red vinyl version of Sonospheres 2. So when this came together, I thought to myself, well, I better put out my first solo album, my first solo CD now while I can. I kind of predicted in my own mind that it was going to be problematic, and it was. Whether or not okay, it's over here. Whether or not I did that to myself, I don't know, but I then went and put out Nice. This is my most recent release on my label, but it's my first solo album that I put out on CD back in 2001. And if you watch the videos, you'll see that this all happened during the summer. The shipment of the records came on one of the hottest days and during one of the hottest weeks of the year, and quite a few of them were warped. I had some problems with orders. I started out ordering only 300 of these, and because of the mess up and because they couldn't do anything for me, I ended up ordering 200 more to make sure I had decent records to sell while I figure out how to fix the warps. So far, this is, of my solo stuff, this one I put out the most. There's 500 copies of this, and it's been the slowest seller. But I don't regret going ahead and reconfiguring this and putting this out on vinyl. It was something I felt I needed to do to kind of fulfill a circle. Because again, for those of you that don't know, a few years ago I started out with my first, in 2012 it was. 2011 I did all the work, but this finally came out in 2012. My first vinyl release, Dereck 3, my third solo album. And yeah, this has been, it's been a dream come true. As I've said in a recent video, records have always been my favorite toy, so it was always something I wanted was my own records, and here I have them. Colored vinyl. Almost all these are black vinyl too. Sonospheres, the Sonospheres albums, none of those were printed on black vinyl, but all my other records are in either there's a red colored vinyl version and a black vinyl version. This one, Dereck 2. My sister Stephanie, I used her painting for the cover. This came out in 2012. It's gone, it's sold out. My favorite color, orange vinyl. Then there's black. And I'm on track to get my next album out, hopefully by March of 2014. Flyover. It's going to be the vinyl version of certain songs from this soundtrack that I wrote music for, Flyover Country, a small independent film out of Nebraska, which hopefully some of you will get to see this next year. The producers are trying to get it on small independent film festivals, etc. I think the film is okay. It's not great. It's okay. You know, Jim, you watch my videos, so you know I'm honest. This is good. It's not great. Some people are going to like it. I'm really glad to have the opportunity to do this. But my next vinyl release is the vinyl version of music from this. Different from the CD though. Different versions and a different lineup. I wrote a lot of music for Jim to choose from, and he only used a small amount of it. So that's my next vinyl project. Hopefully it'll be out by March. I'm excited. Tim Guthrie, local artist who is quite good, is doing the artwork for it. Looking forward to showing it to you and getting pre-orders going. it was quite a year because besides the record label, I've been an artist in residence all year. I applied for an artist residency at the end of 2012, really putting no stock in it. It was a program that was pointed out to me in Omaha that had my name written all over it, which was what was said to me. And sure enough, I applied for it and I got it. A year-long residency, which has helped me to live. The stipend from the residency has been a big part of my income, which is only $500 a month. But I've been able to eat and keep my bills paid and keep going. And that's the main thing I want to do, is I want to keep going. The residency goes until next April. I haven't been down there for over a month. I'll be down there tomorrow. But the residency has opened up many opportunities. It's been a learning experience. I appreciate the opportunity greatly. I do. I rediscovered a whole part of my family through the residency that I sort of knew about but didn't. That's been a wonderful thing. I've enjoyed this year quite a bit. I've relaxed a lot. I've worked on music and art, but I've relaxed a lot too, which is something I've wanted to do after working basically 30 years nonstop. Got my first job at 14. I've worked ever since then, except for a few gaps. Mostly I've worked. So when I retired my job 2 years ago, I did it when I knew I had enough to pay the house off and make it for a while so that I could relax and just live, and also focus on art. But mainly I just wanted time to just be. Well, this is going to roll into next year. I haven't talked about music from 2013 yet. Well, I will, but I want to talk about next year right quick. So what is next year looking like for Dereck? It looks like I'm going to have to work a little bit harder. I have to hustle a little bit harder. Money is the issue, which is basically I have none. When I quit my job and turned in my retirement early, I lost half of the retirement, but I had it. Now it's gone. Literally, I'm at the point where, and I don't mind telling you folks this because I'm not attached to money. I'm really happy that I'm a person who can see the true value of a human, and it's not what you have, it's who you are. These records don't make me cool. I am just cool. You are too, if you know you are. But I'm glad to know that it's not the material things that count and really give you any sort of gravitas or anything. It's who you are, So next year I need to hustle more. I need to work harder. I need to earn more money, because right now my living account is lower than the account that I have money set aside for to make the next record. And that's, it needs to be better than that, because I need, got to pay my bills, anyway. So if I have a resolution for next year, it is to be willing to play the game of business more. I know it's the way the world goes around. It's very serious business, but it's a game to me that I don't like, and I really want to just focus on just living and enjoying life, but I have to focus on making money so I can live. So, and I'm at an age where no one's going to hire me, or that's not what I need to be looking at. I'm looking at making my art support me, which it has done so far, but I have to try harder. I need to increase my income. A couple of the ways I plan to do it is I recently started doing one-man shows, so that's a way of playing and getting paid that I want to pursue and develop. I have some other ideas, but that was the one for sure, besides making records. Because the records, I do this for me. It's self-indulgent, but it's also like I can make this work. I've done it so far. It's like I haven't made a substantial amount of money to say I made this amount but I can say that I lived on what I made. You know, I made enough money to propagate another record and another record, and to keep eating and keep the roof over my head. But I need to do a little better than that next year. I want to try to anyway. Being involved in the VC this year has been, again, an ongoing, growing experience. People have come, people have gone. My relationship to the VC has changed necessarily because of how I'm spending my time. But this is still a very vital part of my life, very vital. With that in mind, some records that came out this year. I didn't buy a lot of records. I'm going to show you my record of the year, though. I've chosen this. Last year, my record of the year last year was Bish Bosh by Scott Walker. My record of the year this year is Wire, Change Becomes Us. Absolutely, this is my album of the year. This band is phenomenal. A couple other albums that I bought this year that are new that I really like are Steven Wilson, The Raven That Refused to Sing. The Knife. Shaking the Habitual. Very, very interesting. And this is something that I want to just also say that I didn't know that it was going to happen, but I did. Bowie. Some of you, if you look back on Facebook during 2011 and 2012, every now and then I would just, because of my gut, just write, Bowie, one more, come on, please. And sure enough, I didn't know he had been working on a new record. And I really like it. I really do. I want to thank all of you friends here in the VC and in the real world for being my friend and for accepting me. I won't try to say a bunch of names. I just want to let you know that we're the answer. It's important to me to not just talk about records and just be frou-frou and surfacey. It's, to me, this is my chance to really talk to you all, and so that's what I do every time. And I know that it's part of man's nature to be a savage beast, but we also have the divine light of love in our hearts too. And I just want to be one of the voices that says that's enough of all this macho bullshit of shoving people around and puffing up and I can do this and might is right. That's enough of that, you know. Bullying and meanness and just conquest for power and destroying people, there's enough of that, you know. That's enough of that. And we need to raise our voices against that madness, and I'm one of them that's doing it, and I'm going to keep doing it. You macho boys are just boys. You're not men. You wrecked the fucking planet. You know, you've just about destroyed Mother Nature and Mother too. Women have been degraded to just holes to stick things into, you know, and we've gotten them to go along with it. When in fact, if we put women back in the rightful place, which is you are it, and we're gonna base life around you and the family and life, things could be better in balance. But this war making and this macho masculine tear everything up and wave your dick around like a little boy in the shower. Mine's bigger than yours. I'm busting our politicians and leaders. They're bully children. They're not mature adults. They suck. This is going to come out always in my videos. 2014 is going to be another hellish year. There'll be good things that happen, but watch the leaders try and fuck shit up even more next year. Some more outlandish shit is coming, people. Be a part of the healing, you know. Speak up and, you know, if you're a good person, don't stop hiding. Stop being bullied. I'm not afraid. I don't want to fight, but I'm not afraid of these people who are just going around like this, you know. It's fucked up. 2014, here it comes.